You've accomplished a lot. You've survived multiple seasons in your life that would have broken most people. You're dependable, strategic, forward thinking, and emotionally generous. And still, you can't rest. Not real rest, not the kind that doesn't come with guilt or a productivity checklist. I mean, you might take a nap, but your mind doesn't stop. You might take the day off, but you're scanning for what you may have forgotten. You tell yourself you'll rest after the next deadline, or after the next crisis, or after the next milestone. But what if I told you that your rest resistance isn't bad time management or just being busy? What if it's something more? What if it's something deeper? Let's talk about why smart women can't rest. I'm Davina Dandridge, author of Brains and Baubles, Do What Works for You, and creator of the Emotional Sophistication Map and the Self-Gut Check Method. And this is Brains and Baubles Live, where women with vision learn how to lead emotionally, think strategically, and reclaim their energy like it's precious, because it is. Let's begin with the truth. Women who carry a lot often struggle with how to put it all down. Because rest isn't for us. It feels like a risk of being left behind, a risk of being seen as replaceable, or a risk of losing that fragile sense of control we work so hard to maintain. It's less about ego and it's more about emotional conditioning. According to achievement schema theory, high functioning individuals tie their self worth to accomplishment. So doing nothing feels emotionally unsafe, not boring, but unsafe. When your identity is built around performance, rest feels like failure. And it's not just a mindset, that's a trauma response. You learn early on that being productive kept you safe. Maybe love was conditional. Maybe the praise only came when you were excelling at something. Maybe you were the child who got noticed when you were achieving, but not when you were just simply being. And now being still feels like you're invisible. I once worked with a client, let's call her Vanessa, okay? She was smart, she was top of her field, she was highly respected, but every time she tried to take a vacation, she got sick. I mean, physically sick. Her body shut down. And it wasn't the travel, it wasn't poor planning, it was the emotional withdrawal from being constantly under a sense of urgency. Vanessa told me, if I stop moving, I'm afraid everything will fall apart, including me. That's what many high capacity women carry around with them. The belief that their movement is the only thing holding life together. And that belief makes them feel irresponsible. But scripture says otherwise. Exodus 33:14 says, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. Rest isn't a bonus, it's a promise from God. And when you refuse it, you're not being strong. You are going off track. Here's what I want you to hear today: you don't have to prove your value by pushing past your limits. You're not more lovable when you're exhausted. You're not more worthy when you're depleted of all of your energy. And you're not more virtuous when you're unavailable to yourself. Rest is not the reward for doing enough. It's the resource that allows you to do what matters with wisdom, not weariness. So here's one action step for today: schedule your emotional reset day. That one uninterrupted block of time each week, 2 to 4 hours, right? Where you don't produce, you don't clean, you don't strategize, you don't catch up, you don't optimize, you don't multitask, you don't earn this time. You protect this time, because women with vision don't just work hard, they have to recover well. It takes a lot when you use your mind, it takes a lot of energy. So this isn't about indulgence, it's about identity refinement. Behavioral research shows that women who incorporate consistent restorative rest mental and emotional, show increased decision-making clarity, reduced anxiety, and a higher likelihood of following through on long-term goals. In other words, rest doesn't slow you down, it stabilizes your capacity. But it has to be practiced. It has to be even repeated. And most of all, it has to be protected. That's why I want you to take the emotional reset map next. It'll show you which areas of your emotional life are draining your energy the most and how to rebalance them. Then go to the self gut check method course. It will help you pause before you push, discern between urgency and emotional habit, and give you language to defend your peace without explaining yourself to absolutely everyone. And when you're done and you're ready to go deeper, the refinement sessions will walk you through how to restructure your time, your emotional patterns, and your decisions around who you're becoming. Let me leave you with this. There's nothing glamorous about exhaustion. There's nothing noble about being the last one on your own list. And there's nothing sustainable about a routine that doesn't include emotional recovery. You're not successful because you're always available. You're not dependable because you ignore your own needs. You are a sophisticated woman building a life that honors your value, and rest is part of the architecture. So start protecting it like you protect everything else you love. The next level doesn't require more hustle, it requires more strategy. And strategy without rest is just burnout. Let this be the season you stop proving your worth by how tired you are. You have nothing to prove, but you have everything to preserve.